Hey guys, this is Java Guppy Duck coming at you with just a little bit different of a video. Didn't necessarily have a tutorial that I want to do this week, and next week is going to be hopefully the FMBE command block challenge video. Just been a little bit more swamped with homework than usual, so I didn't want to take the time to do a ton of stuff. So I was just going to do a quick showcase of my survival world with my friends. And that's going to be this week's video, and I hope you guys enjoy. So it is a vanilla plus world. Obviously, you guys can see we do have distant horizons, and I have some shaders installed. But other than that, it is pretty much vanilla. We maybe have a couple performance mods. We have Iris, I think, and I think that's it. But yeah, so this is the world. This is sort of the main area where everyone's building. This is right around spawn. So this is, I'm gonna actually sleep first. I'm gonna show you guys my base. So right now I am working on making kind of a battle scene outside of my bunker. So I live underground in this bunker here, and yeah, this is my base. Like I said, I'm kind of working on basically making this like a military fight scene. So you guys can see we have an anti-air missile firing missiles up. I'm gonna have a jet, sort of where that scaffolding is. There's gonna be a whole bunch of battle scenes happening up front, and they're all gonna be like defending an invasion on my bunker. So this is my bunker over here. This is the entrance, and this is where I live. So we did kind of the void floor thing that you guys have seen 100 times here. This kind of little cave entrance. I got my bedroom right here. These are my little doggies. And right over here is my sorting room. This room is not finished. I need to do some more decorating. My plan is to have like a little conveyor belt, like making copper golems kind of along the upper layer. And then down on this lower level is going to be my copper golem powered sorters. So you guys can see, I just have the copper golems basically working behind these chests, sorting all these different things for me. And then I'm using the new shelves to actually display what 3 items are in each of these chests. These are the dump chests where I just dump anything that I need to be sorted. So that's the storage room. As I said, I got my little bedroom right here. And I'll show you the nether highway as well. And here, I got just a little bit of a trading hall and some farms. Now, right now, I have my trading hall a little bit mismanaged, as you can see, just because I kind of made an impromptu village breeder, because I wanted to get a couple more. That's one of my buddies. So yeah, that's sort of my base. And then I'm going to go through and show you around the rest of the area. Oh, does you know how this elevator works? You gotta ride it. You gotta ride it. You gotta ride the guest. He's been in here before. He doesn't, I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, actual working elevator, so that's pretty cool. And there is a little bit of lore to the server. So recently, hopefully he's not gonna watch. That's Castro Frog. Recently, there's been a bit of a war going on. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know what's going on. Basically, as a prank, let me go through. I'll recap the war events. I'll go through the nether though. This is not a very well planned video. This is just us showing off this world. So recently, you guys can see some of these frogs here in the nether. Well, what happened was, in order to make those missiles that you saw at the beginning, I needed to make a frog light farm. In order to make frog light farm, I had to breed up a whole bunch of frogs. And so I made this little frog light farm here. You guys can see it in action. Let me just fly up a little bit to make sure I'm in the proper spawn height. There we go. Stuff should, yep, magma cubes are spawning. So the way frog light farm works is pretty simple. Basically, we just have, I think it's a little bit bugged where the iron golems take more damage than they should. They shouldn't be able to take damage, but they can occasionally take damage. Basically, the magma cubes will try to get to the iron golems in the center, and the iron golems are going to hit all the big ones until they become little small ones, and the small ones are going to get dropped onto this platform where we have a whole bunch of frogs as well as minecarts with hoppers. And so of course you can see that it works pretty well, especially if I AFK up there for a while. You get a ton of frog lights. You also get magma green, but magma green is not that useful. But the frog lights are great. I'm missing one of the frog types. I gotta go through and do that at some point because I'm not getting the purple ones. But anyways, because of that, I need to breed frogs. Frogs need water in order to breed. So I had to breed them in the overworld near a portal that was already attached to the nether roof. And then I would just lure the frogs over here. So I did it at my friend Nezuko. Did it at his base. And of course I just once I got the frogs I needed, I sort of kept the breeder there and decided to just breed a whole bunch of them and release them all over his base. So this is where the frog breeder was. And basically I just bred way more than I needed and released them all over this base, so that his entire base over here was just completely covered in frogs. I mean, they were in his storage room over here. They were in, I think this is his sugarcane farm. I think that's all it is. Yeah, this is just sugarcane farms. Oh, I didn't know I decorated the inside. So yeah, you can see automatic sugarcane farm, all that stuff. Oh, he's done some updates. I saw this last. But yeah, sugarcane farm right here. I'm not sure why it's active. And then, I mean, I think there's even frogs over here in the tunnel. This is where the shulker farm is. See, shulker farm right there. So, we're decently advanced on the server, I would say. So, that being said, then we had Castro Frog, who is the king of his empire, and I'll show you where his empire is. I'm not carrying an ender chest with me, and I should, because that's where all my backup rockets are. So anyways, this is Castro Frog's empire. Now, basically what happened was, because I released all these frogs as a little joke, the empire decided to respond by killing off all of the frogs that I had spawned, even the tadpoles. I said this was too extreme, so I decided to fight back. However, they had netherite, and I didn't, and there's also 2 of them and 1 of me. So I had to unfortunately retreat and seek peaceful terms in that battle. Also, look at this. I like this little area. It's a nice little base over here. It's very quaint. They're building a bridge over here with a nice castle over there, so it'll be cool. But that being said, this empire declared war on frogs. Ironically, because his name is Castro Frog, and, you know, he killed all the frogs. But, that being said, we will be taking a revenge. So this is where kind of the Battle of Froglandia, the first frog battle, happens, sort of in this area. As you can see, it seems like they actually missed a few of the frogs, but they did kill most of them, including the tadpoles, which was just too far. So, as a response, I've initiated Operation Poison Dart Frog. This is how we're getting our revenge. The problem is, Prot 4 netherite armor is pretty much immune to everything. However, magic damage can sort of pierce through that. So, I've initiated Operation Poison Dart Frog as a means of getting my revenge. So, something that's still a work in progress. This is our war room right here. Of course, you need a key card to access the door. You just gotta hold it. It's actually a really cool redstone device. It's not mine, I used a tutorial for it, but basically the door only works if you're actually using the key card. So, pretty tough, in my opinion. Also, a little bee farm stuff here. But yeah, so that is Operation Poison Dart Frog, and that's going to be how we're going to get our revenge. And when that battle happens, maybe I'll record that and upload that too if you guys want to see. But, that's sort of the lore for the server. Other than that, I'll show you around some of the bases that we have so far. So this is the knight that I was talking about. This is his base. So he's kind of going for more of a steampunk sort of industrial vibe. I know there's some of these are farms. Like I know this building right here, I want to say is sugarcane farm. This is wool right here. I knew that one. But this is the employee training facility. These are all the employees. Of course, on Java, crossbows can break after they're fired enough times, and then they basically become peaceful mobs. Over here is this sort of an airship. And then over here we have another one of my friends is building a gigantic oil rig. No, there's also a creeper farm under one of these. Yeah, creeper farm, built-in music disc farm as well, I think, unless you remove that. Nah, I think you stand right here. I think you stand right here, maybe? I forget exactly where you stand, but gunpowder farm. So, pretty cool. Infinite fireworks, of course. And of course, over here we do have the industrial guardian farm. This is our main XP enchanting area. Though I might have accidentally broke it. I'm not sure if I broke it. I was messing around with portals earlier, and I may or may not have accidentally messed up some of the portal links, so we're gonna see here. I haven't actually looked at it yet. This might be broken. I'm not sure. It's totally possible I broke this. Are they spawning? I don't see anything spawning. Alright. Oh, there. And they're not coming through right, which means I totally broke this guardian farm. Nope, no, they're coming through. I didn't break it. Alright, we're good. So as you guys can see, pretty strong XP farm. I'm actually lagging just in this area. Heal my pickaxe a little bit. And yeah. That's the old iron farm. I don't even think we don't use that one anymore. That is essentially it as far as the... Oh. That is funny looking. You guys see that? That's so weird. Alright. Just a mix of shaders and distant horizons being funky, I guess. So, all that being said, that is the current state of my survival world. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see the Frog Wars, let me know. Otherwise, I don't know. Be safe, be holy.